Welcome to the Know Before They Grow podcast. Today we have a special guest, DNA relationship testing consultant Josh Kinsha from IDTO DNA Testing Center, here to discuss whether DNA testing is mandatory. So, sit back and take notes during this special informational episode.
Ever feel like truth is, sometimes stranger than fiction?
Mm-hmm.
We're diving deep into a topic today that proves just that.
Okay.
Paternity fraud.
Yeah.
And this one's coming straight from you, our listeners.
Yeah.
This deep dive is something that you guys wanted to hear about. So let's uncover those hidden truths.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic that I think makes you see family dynamics and family structures in a whole new light when you start thinking about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to start,
Yeah.
we need to define what paternity fraud is.
Okay.
Essentially, it's when a man is falsely identified as the father of a child.
Right.
The reasons behind this, and the reasons behind wanting to uncover the truth,
Sure.
can be so complex. Maybe you're facing a legal situation, maybe there's family secrets, or perhaps you're just captivated by the human drama of it all.
Yeah. It's a story as old as time, really, but I think in the age of DNA testing, the stakes and the revelations are higher than ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the numbers on this might surprise you.
Sure.
Research in the American Association of Blood Banks
Mm-hmm.
found that a startling 30%
Wow.
of paternity tests
Right.
actually reveal that the presumed father isn't the biological parent.
Yeah, that's right. Imagine you're at a local park, watching families enjoy their day. Statistically speaking, 1 in 25 fathers pushing a swing or playing catch might be completely unaware that they're not genetically related to that child.
The staggering statistic.
It really is, and that's based on some global research that was published in the International Journal of Epidemiology and Health.
When I first read those statistics, it really stopped me in my tracks, and I imagine it does for a lot of people who are hearing this for the first time.
Yeah,
Because it really does make you think about the weight of these secrets that people are carrying.
absolutely.
But let's talk about the why for a moment.
Okay.
What leads someone to become involved in paternity fraud in the first place?
Yeah, it's rarely as simple as one motive, just like any human story, right?
Right.
I think sometimes it boils down to financial security,
Okay.
ensuring child support or inheritance.
You sure?
Other times it's about protecting reputations, maybe from social stigma or pressure from family. And believe it or not, there are cases where it stems from a genuine but mistaken belief about a child's paternity.
So you have situations where it's intentional, you have situations where it's unintentional, but regardless, it all leads to the same place, which is this kind of unraveling
exactly. It does.
and this legal battle over paternity.
Well, that's the thing, is that it highlights the emotional roller coaster that everyone involved in these paternity fraud cases experience.
Absolutely. And the legal side of paternity fraud is a maze in and of itself.
Oh, it's so complex.
Proving intentional deception in court, it's not easy.
No, it's very dumb.
You need very clear evidence.
You need that evidence.
And that's where DNA testing
Yes.
becomes absolutely crucial
It's crucial.
for anyone who suspects they might be a victim of this.
And timely DNA testing is key.
Okay, so even if you suspect something isn't right,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a slam dunk case when you go to court.
Right. Proving intent to deceive is complex. But there are some landmark cases that I think really shed light on this.
Yeah.
Take, for example, a case from the Iowa Supreme Court.
Okay.
A man was actually awarded damages after he was intentionally misled about his paternity during a custody battle over his child.
Wow.
Yeah, the court recognized the deliberate deception and ruled in his favor, and I think this case really underscores why it's so important to seek legal counsel early on
Yeah.
and understand your rights in these situations.
Because again, this isn't just about legal definitions.
Right.
It's about real people
It's about the humans.
with real emotions at stake.
Absolutely. Imagine the weight of that revelation. A father discovering the child he raised, the child he loves, and has formed this unbreakable bond with,
Yeah.
isn't biologically his. It's a betrayal that can shatter families and create lasting emotional scars for everyone involved.
For everybody.
The mothers, the fathers, and of course the children.
Especially for the child, right?
Especially for the child.
Who's caught in the middle
Fundamental.
and now has all of these questions of identity and heritage that maybe they hadn't considered before.
That they're left to grapple with.
It's
Yeah.
a heart-wrenching situation for everyone involved.
It really is.
So knowing all of this, what steps can be taken to prevent this from happening in the first place?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It feels like it.
Some legal experts have proposed mandatory DNA testing at birth.
Okay.
This approach would provide immediate clarity about parentage and potentially deter those who might consider deception.
Right. So you take away that very first step
Right.
of being able to conceal,
Exactly.
and then it becomes this moral question.
Exactly. Is that something that we do?
Do we want to live in a world where that is just standard procedure
Yeah.
for everybody?
Yeah, and what are the bounds on that, and what are the limits on that? It's a really complex issue.
It is a complex issue.
With no easy answer.
And it makes you really think about individual rights versus the rights of the group,
Absolutely.
and what the greater good is in this situation.
It really makes you think about the kind of future that we're building around family, truth, and the technology that reveals it.
Absolutely.
I mean, paternity fraud has the potential to erode trust not just within families,
Yeah.
but within society as a whole.
It really makes you pause and consider the ripple effect of something that, on the surface, might seem like a private matter.
Exactly, because at its core, paternity fraud challenges the very idea of family, inheritance, and even our understanding of personal history.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is.
And if you're listening to this deep dive and something is resonating with you, remember, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate to seek legal guidance if you have personal concerns or questions about paternity.
Yeah.
Your peace of mind is worth it.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Know Before They Grow podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you need reliable DNA relationship testing services, don't hesitate to contact IDTO at 88-820-40583 or click the link in the description to visit them online today. Thank you for listening. Take care.
Remember, it's better to know before they grow.